Ramadan is a month we all look forward to, very much in the spiritual sense. And the hype for Ramadan never really ceases year after year. Fasting is a spiritual deed done purely for the sake of Allah. And the preparation for it in terms of prayer, recitation, charity, etc., is incessantly spoken about. But have you thought about the effects of fasting on our physical selves? I know some people complain about fatigue, hunger, and thirst, which sometimes overpower the deed. To overcome the toll fasting takes on our physical being, we can start the preparation a few days or a few weeks ahead. To be honest, my sleep routine is something that I battle with every Ramadan. Waking up for suhoor and praying Salatul Taraweeh until late, and the inability to get restful sleep during the day has always been challenging. I have realized training my body a few weeks prior to waking up for tahajjud after sleeping at my usual post-Isha time in the night is an effective method of putting the body through the new sleep pattern it'll have to adjust to in Ramadan. It's worked for me, and I'm hoping it'll work for you too. There is also this huge misconception in our communities that since Ramadan is a month of abstinence from food and drink, we should gobble, gobble, gobble in the days prior. That's one of the most unjust actions you can be doing to your physical being. Digestion and utilization of the nutrients you consume all happen within specific time frames. And you gulping down all those mojitos and stuffing yourselves with waffles and chocolate sauce isn't going to benefit you in Ramadan. A much wiser option would be to restrict unnecessary calories during the days prior and shift to more healthy eating options, like eating more fiber and consuming more water. A general shift in diet to more fruit, nuts, vegetables, and protein to help you eat those during the month of Ramadan and enable you to be healthier and happier. Oh, also, you don't need to be a vacuum cleaner throughout the day, if you get the pun intended. I mean, stop munching and snacking throughout the day. Now, in Ramadan, it's just suhoor and iftar, so best be ready early. Some people suggest doing voluntary fasts in the weeks leading up to Ramadan, maybe once or twice a week, so that you get in the fasting mode. I guess it'll help. Try it and let us know in your comments if it does. You know that some of our family members are on medication for various reasons, such as diabetes, cholesterol, hypertension, etc. Medication that cannot be avoided at any cost. It's wise to meet your family doctor or specialist and get their opinion on how to time your medicine doses during Ramadan. Don't wait for Ramadan to begin and then think, OMG, now how do I take my afternoon dose? Like, you can't eat and drink during Ramadan. Early preparation is of utmost importance. Smoking is haram. No two words on it because it causes harm to your body. But we all know at least one person personally connected to us who smokes. Sad reality. Smokers find Ramadan tough because they can't get their puffs through the day. My advice is to gradually reduce smoking throughout the weeks before Ramadan. It'll be inshallah easier to cope without your cigarettes in Ramadan. And maybe you might be able to give up on that bad habit by the end of Ramadan. What a win that will be for yourself, your family, and your wallet. The physical demands of fasting are immense. And I don't find hunger or thirst the issue, but the general feeling of tiredness and fatigue through Ramadan. There are many of us who have fixed exercise and physical fitness routines, and these routines are part of not only keeping us physically fit, but mentally happy too. Therefore, to not compromise on these during Ramadan, a well thought out plan is necessary. Plans cannot be implemented overnight, and in highly demanding and challenging times, thus it's best you start adjusting your physical routines too prior to Ramadan and get your body and mind in sync that this is how I will exercise in Ramadan. In some cultures, having a pot of tea or coffee permanently brewing through the day isn't uncommon. It gives the people around easy access to warm beverages as and when they require. Switching off those whistling kettles and coffee brews before Ramadan is a good idea, so your caffeine withdrawal effects are minimal while fasting. You don't want to be moody and grumpy while fasting, yeah? After all, Ramadan is a month of high value spirituality, and we wouldn't want that messed up because of unnecessary issues related to worldly inclinations. It's a common problem for us to feel a bit like our productivity is low in Ramadan in terms of our work and mental capacity. It's not unusual for some people to feel drained at work, mind fuzz, and the inability to think clearly and straight. To overcome these issues, and if you're in a flexible work environment, it would be good to try and complete large chunks of work before Ramadan so that you can handle the more mundane stuff while fasting. If you're self-employed, it would be ideal to scale down your work during Ramadan to avert any situations of discomfort and difficulty. But there's another angle you need to consider in the above-mentioned suggestion. If you plan to scale down on your work, if you're self-employed, you ought to be aware that your earnings will reduce. You wouldn't want pressure at home with fewer financial resources during Ramadan, right? So plan this ahead, and if possible, save up some money for 2 or 3 months before Ramadan so that it'll be a win-win for you. Another factor in making Ramadan productive and peaceful is happiness and peace at home, with neighbors and with family. If you can, please resolve or at least try to resolve any issues before you begin Ramadan. The mental peace you require in Ramadan is often underrated and unspoken of. Try this tip and let me know if it is so. Among people, now, diets are frequently discussed and implemented. A common choice now is IF, intermittent fasting, a method where you put your body through a long hours without food, but only non-caloric beverages are permitted. This might be good training for Ramadan. Eventually, we all want our Ramadan to be productive spiritually, and to achieve that, our physical, mental, and emotional health is of utmost importance. Go ahead, try my tips, and let me know which ones are your favorite in the comments below. May Allah bless you and your families this Ramadan. Ameen.